Whether you know me or not, this video was meant to find you, right? And I know that sounds a little bit cliche, and I see a lot of other YouTubers using that as clickbait, but I want you to understand one very simple concept of this universe that you exist in, right? Both mental, physical, emotional, sexual, every sort of energy realm that you could potentially think of operates in this same way. In this world, there is no light without dark, right? You've heard that before. There's no light without dark, yin and yang, right? I'm gonna get a tattoo of that one day because it's absolutely spot on. And the reason it's spot on is because when you go through this world, absolutely every single thing that you go through can be altered, and it can affect your physical reality in a different way depending on how you perceive it mentally. I'll give you an example. Your mind has the power to think yourself into any emotional and physical state. You can impact your cellular nervous system using a thought in your brain. And if you don't believe me, let me just do a little experiment with you, right? If you close your eyes right now, potentially just pause the video as you do this because you don't want me distracting you in the background. But if you close your eyes right now and you just sit for a second and you close your eyes and you breathe and you take some deep breaths and you vividly imagine yourself in, let's say, we'll do a bit of a vulgar one because it makes it more real and it's maybe a bit more relatable to your younger self who was potentially addicted to pornography or, watched certain content that you shouldn't be watching. If you close your eyes and you imagine yourself in a sexual situation, what happens to your body? It gets sexually stimulated, right? Obviously, if you do it properly, you have to vividly sit there and imagine it. But in real life, you just sat here listening to another man talk to you on camera. There is no sexual stimulation actually happening. But your body cannot tell the difference. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between reality, what's actually happening in the physical world, and your imagination, because that is the power of your imagination. That's the power of your mind. So with that being said, you now understand there is no light without dark, and that you and your thoughts have complete impact over the physical reality, not only in your own body and the way that you respond to things, because you can think yourself happy, you can think yourself drunk, you can think yourself sad, negative, positive, horny, whatever state you want to get your body into, you can do that just using your own brain at any point. It's interesting. I got a question the other day from a student of mine inside of my school. I have a School of Life. You can find it down below if you're interested. It's in the bio or in the description. And in this school, I have students that I mentor and that I teach, and it's an educational network basically, right? And one of them asked me one day, he was like, Luke, how do I make myself happy even though I don't have all the riches and the external things that I want? And I said to him, you can be happy right now, my friend. It's nothing external that makes you happy. Trust me, I've got money now. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I was absolutely broke, running around on stolen bikes because I couldn't afford public transport or anything for that matter, right? To having money and having my own apartment and never having to worry about a price tag ever again. I've been on both sides of life. And I've also been in the middle, the hustle phase, where I started to figure things out and crack the code. So I get it. I understand all the external things that go on around us. And none of it made any difference to who I was as a person or to the way that I perceived happiness or the way that I felt emotionally. It was cool, it was exciting. I made my first 10 grand. I looked at it on the MacBook and I was like, nice. That's exciting. What next? Especially as a man, we're always on this constant pursuit, this constant climb up a mountain. And as soon as you conquer one summit and you get to the top of the mountain, you look around you and think, that was cool, but where's the next one? I'm bored now. We are very adaptable creatures, so nothing ever external, and it's scientifically proven, you can research it if you want, nothing external can give you happiness or fulfillment or true peace and authenticity within yourself. Only you can do that internally. When I was broke and I used to sit in the trees, in the woods, in the sunshine, with no top on, getting a nice tan while I was recording my OG videos for you guys, hustling, trying to make a YouTube channel and a personal brand, that's where it all started. I had nothing. I had holes in my shoes, right? The bike I used to ride around on in the park on my YouTube videos when I was talking to you guys was stolen, hypothetically, of course, if any police are watching. But at that time, I was probably the happiest I've ever been. Riding around, smile on my face, music in from my non-premium Spotify, because I couldn't even afford Spotify monthly for £10 a month. That's how broke I was. I had minus money in the bank account. So I had to wait and skip every advert. I had to close the app down when an advert came on Spotify and then reopen it again so the advert wasn't there because I couldn't afford premium. And I was happy as fuck, bro. I was just cycling around, headphones in, advert would come up, shit, gotta skip the advert. Then I'd fucking go and just sit in the woods and fucking meditate in the sun. And I was happy. I had nothing really external, but I found something to be grateful for. And I found something to be positive and happy and fulfilled about. I'm breathing, I'm me. I have my mind, my body, my family, my council estate house with my small prison bedroom. I was still grateful for it. It was a place to stay. When I got into bed at night time after a long day of hustling and going to the gym and whatever else, and obviously it's always cold in the UK. So after I'd been cycling around the block at night time, just thinking about life and thinking about ways I could improve my business or take it to the next level. That's what I always used to do, go on a walk or go on a cycle and just let my mind wander. I'd come home and my hands were freezing. And I'd just get into bed and it was a shitty little small room, single bed, but it was the happiest I've ever felt, bro. I got into bed. You know when you get into bed sometimes you have this attack of like coziness and happiness. Maybe I'm just weird, bro. I don't know. I got into bed, put the blanket on me. I'm like, I'm just so happy to be alive. You know, life is so good. I don't have any money, but life is so good, and that's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter what situation that you are in externally. It doesn't matter what negativity you think you're going through. It doesn't matter what positivity you're going through. The yin and yang, the law of polarity, and we teach you the 12 laws of the universe so you can master life and attract anything that you want. We do that in the School of Life down below in the bio. But besides the point, the law of polarity states that in every bit of darkness, so me being broke, me having no shoes, me having to rob bikes, me not knowing what I want to do with my life, all of that shit, that darkness has light in it. It all depends on how I perceive it. I can perceive it as just dark. If my negative mindset takes control, I will notice negativity in the world, especially in negative situations. It's just a never-ending loop. It's momentum. It's energy. So if I have a negative mindset and I'm already negative, like my life's shit, I'm a victim, why does everyone else get it so easy, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to start to notice things in the real world that confirm that subconscious bias. And this is a problem. Because you could also just be doing the same thing, but in a positive way. If you have a positive mindset, your mind, your subconscious brain, without you even realizing it, will be spotting things in the real world that confirm that positivity, that positive mindset. So when I used to walk in the park next to my council estate and just look at the trees flowing in the wind and think to myself, nature's so beautiful. I'm so happy to be alive. This is bro, I'm so blessed. I've got all my legs work, my dick works, I can breathe, I've got everything I need. And the trees are blowing in the wind. I just look at it as the sun would pierce through. And I think, this world is so beautiful, man. I'm so happy to be alive. I take a deep breath of fresh air. I go, I love life. Because I was walking around with that positive mindset, every little thing made me smile. Like a kid on Christmas. I just giggled to myself randomly like a fucking child, bro. That's how happy I was to just be alive. And that's what you can do. When people take hallucinogenic drugs, mushrooms, acid, whatever else. I've taken mushrooms myself, but it didn't really, honestly, I'm probably more spiritual and more enlightened when I'm sober than I am on mushrooms. But anyway, we'll get onto that in another video. When people take hallucinogenic drugs, they often go on about how they realize what the meaning of life is now, and everything's energy, everything's one around them, everything's beautiful, doesn't matter what it is, everything's just beautiful. I have that sober, that is my mindset, that is my philosophy on life, just me living. And you wonder why at 22 years old I've achieved absolutely everything that I could ever want. From financial to, and I'm talking like external materialistic things. I've done all of that. Financial success, a nice apartment, used to live with my parents on a council estate, nice watches, clothes, never having to look at the price tag again, Ubers everywhere. Even that was a luxury back in the day. Even that was a luxury. I couldn't even afford fucking Ubers, bro. I remember this one time at Christmas, I had Christmas money saved up because my birthday's on December the 13th. So you better wish me a happy birthday. But anyway, my birthday's December 13th, Christmas not too far after, right? So I had a lot of money saved up that winter. And this was, I think, just when I started my YouTube channel. And I had like a couple hundred in the bank maybe. I remember I took an Uber once in the first time in forever. And I was like, this is sick. This is like luxury. Now, bro, I've ridden around in Rolls Royces in London, staying in 5-star hotels and Michelin star restaurants and everything at the Ritz Hotel in London. Like, now I live truly lavish. The Shard, Aqua Shard in London as well. Spending £200 on a fucking tiny little portion of lunch for me and my girlfriend. Now this stuff is normal to me, but back then it was literally luxury. Okay, and I've achieved all of it. I've achieved everything that I could ever want in this life. A beautiful relationship, my family's healthy, I'm healthy, I've solved every problem I've ever had, you know. All the things I've gone through, from trying to figure out how to make money to get to Thailand because I said to my girlfriend I'd be there and I don't break my promises and I'm a man of my word, to then running into tax issues, getting scammed, you know, networking opportunity went wrong, all the shit I've been through, being detained by the police because they caught me on a stolen bike, YouTube channel wasn't taking off, coaching clients were getting, you know, weren't consistent, had to go and work a 9 to 5. I've just been through so much shit, bro. But in the end of it, I've achieved all of it. And this is my point. There is no light without dark. You need the dark in order to not only appreciate the light, but also to get to those highs in the first place. You cannot expect to get to crazy highs in life without the potential of experiencing the lows. You need to at least be willing to go through them. It doesn't mean that you will, but you need to have the ability to commit to the process with the risk of potentially going through negatives in order to access and unlock the highs of life. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? I'll give you a weird example to prove that, right? But it kind of makes it more real in your brain. You know, when you take any sort of drug, mushrooms excluded, because for whatever reason you don't have a come down on mushrooms. I think it's more of a natural drug. But things like alcohol, right? You get a high from alcohol, you get a buzz when you get drunk, but the come down is the hangover the next day, right? So you have the high of the buzz on alcohol, but then you have the potential of a hangover the next day. So in order for you to unlock and experience the buzz of being drunk and that high of alcohol, you need to be willing to go through the hangover the next day. That is a perfect example, and it works for everything in life. You want to go up to a girl in the gym and get her number and get laid and finally have a girlfriend and feel like the fucking man, and your friends are dapping you up because you went over there and pulled it off with no fear. You want all of those highs from going up to a girl in the gym, then you need to be willing to experience the lows of being rejected and publicly embarrassed. Do you understand? You want to be social media famous? You want to be famous on social media? You want to have those highs of making loads of money? You need the potential lows and the hate and the negativity that you'll get from putting yourself out there in the world, right? It's how it goes. So perception and perspective is absolutely everything. If you fail a task or if you make a mistake in life and you look at it from a negative lens, it's going to drag you down, into a negative perception. It's going to make you feel worse. Fuck me, bro. I just had like a massive pizza, so I apologize. But yeah, any sort of negative that you go through, if you perceive it in a negative way, you're going to get a negative outcome. It's very logical and simple, but people just forget this in the moment. It's like, oh, I failed and the business sales call I was on didn't get the sale and I didn't get the client, didn't make the money. Well, you could look at it and approach that with a negative mindset and focus on all the negatives. Like, oh, well, now I don't have the money. I'm shit. I'm not good enough. I thought I was good, but I'm not. And you could ruin yourself by going down this negative hole. Or, because you're always in control and you can choose how you perceive absolutely everything, you can just perceive it in a positive way and think, right, it was a lesson. What did I do wrong? How can I do it better next time? The negative emotion, the ego hurt that I feel from it, is a sign that I'm on the right path to growth, because growth never feels comfortable. It's never nice. So it's a good thing that I feel this ego pain of not getting the sale. Amazing. That's positive. You're going to crack on. And that's what I've done my entire journey of life itself. From back when I used to play video games competitively and I used to lose a ranked game and, you know, get fucking angry, I started to change my mindset and perceive it in a positive way and use it as motivation to do better the next time. I'm not losing this next game. There's no fucking way. I'm going to try so hard, sitting forward, headset on, fucking sound whoring. I'm on it, mate. I ain't losing that next game because I lost the other one. It was motivation now, you understand? So everything is perception. And yeah, there's in every bit of darkness in this world, there is light. And if I told you don't focus on a red car, for example, right? Or if, fuck that. We'll change it a little bit. I'll make this more and more interesting. If you were walking down the street, the next time you leave your house, I want you to do an experiment. I want you to think of a red car, okay? I want you to leave your house and think of the color red. And notice how you start to see red everywhere around you in the physical world. You start to just notice red things, red cars, people wearing red jackets, red shoes, red dogs, I was gonna say. I hope not. But just red, right? Why? Because your subconscious mind is always on, it's like a torpedo. Whatever you think of, it tries to find it in the physical world. If you think of 10 grand a month and that's all you're thinking of, 10K a month, 10K a month, 10K a month, your brain is going to spot opportunities in real time and ideas and people to meet, and it's going to throw them to you to help you get closer to making 10K per month. When I made my first 10 grand, I started a particular business that I'm not going to share on here, but I share it in the School of Life down below. And that business made me £10,000 in the first 13 days. It took off immediately. The first night I made £1,000. And this in particular business was an idea on my brain for ages. I had it stored in the mental realm for ages, but I kept putting off, procrastinating it. I'm focusing on my coaching, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, tomorrow. As soon as I just did it, because it was the universe, my subconscious working together, I was focusing on 10 grand a month, 10 grand a month, 10 grand a month, visualizing 10K in the brain. That's all I would think about. The universe and my subconscious brought this idea of this new business that I could have tried, and I thought, that would be good. Maybe I should try that. As soon as I tried it, I got rewarded instantly and achieved the goal that I was thinking about. Whatever you focus on, you will notice more of. If you focus on the color red, you'll see the color red everywhere. Right? I literally just noticed it then. I just said the word red, and there's red on this remote button. There's red on the camera that I'm recording on. The record button is red. You'll just notice it everywhere, right? If you focus on good things, you will notice more good in the world, and this will keep you in a good flow. Very logical, very simple. It's not difficult to win. It's just about controlling this. If you focus on negatives and bad, you will see more bad in the world. Okay? That's it. Very simple. So it's up to you. What do you want to do? Right? If you're ever going to dwell into negativity, if you're ever going to think negative thoughts, if you're ever going to feel negative emotions and sit with it and dwell into it and feed it and give it power, it needs to be for a positive outcome. If you have a negative situation and you respond to it with more negative energy, so emotions or thoughts or actions or words, you're going to get a negative outcome. If you have a negative situation, I'll give you an example, people hating on you, telling you you'll never make it, you can't do it, you'll never achieve it, and you take that negative situation, you apply a positive mindset to it. I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to use this negative energy as motivation to make sure that I don't fail. I'm going to use it to ramp it up to make sure I'm working on my weaknesses. I'm going to use it to visualize when I'm on that run, and I need to sprint up the hill and I'm tired and I can't be bothered. I'm going to use that negative energy to get me up the hill on the last sprint. If you use negative energy in that way, for a positive outcome, to do something that's going to benefit you in the future, that is how you win. And if you want to completely transform and rewire your mind, we teach you how to go through this transformative period of life in my School of Life down below. So we teach you how to make money, how to master your finances from trading and investing to building a business from scratch all the way to at least 10K per month. We teach you tax efficiency, mindset, health, detoxing, healing, fasting, curing uncurable diseases. We teach you how to get women, the art of attraction and seduction, sexual mastery. It's all in there, my friend. The School of Life for a little over $3 a day, which equates to around $99 a month. It's currently on a Black Friday sale, so it's a little over $3 a day. It's not much at all for what you're going to be getting. Trust me, every single student not only makes their investment back, but also has an educational platform to learn about every single realm of life while having a network of guys on the same path as them. That is priceless. Take care of yourself, my friend. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon.